and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chelsea Fuss. I'm a floral designer, floral stylist, and floral instructor. I love mentoring aspiring florists, especially around my passion, which is sustainable floristry. Often students ask me, when is it okay to call myself a floral designer? Is there something I need before I can call myself a floral designer? So let's dive into the first one. There's this need to ask for permission. They want some authority figure to tell them that yes, it is okay for you to work with flowers and make them your career. And most of the time you're not going to find that. You need to find that in yourself, and you need to give yourself permission to embark on this career. It comes to your own mindset. It's important that you believe this is okay for you to do. And if you need a cheerleader, I'm here. I always tell my flower students, you have my permission to go ahead and embark on this journey. So start there. And obviously there are some practical things that you will need to know. Flower ID. When I hire somebody to help me with a photo shoot or a project, I need somebody who understands the names of the flowers, because often I say, can you go grab that bucket of ranunculus, or can you go get those anemones for me? So it's really important that they have a working knowledge of, I would say, 50 to 75 flower varieties, and some of the most common that are currently used in the floral industry. Flower ID is something you can practice. You can make yourself a little book, write down the names whenever you see them, go to your local flower shop and start taking pictures. You can use the PlantNet ID, I love that one, and that'll help you get started on ID. I actually have a blog post all about flower ID. I'll put that link in the description box below and you can check it out. The thing you'll want to have a handle on is mechanics. It's important that you can make a flower arrangement with a bit of ease. It is important that you know some of the basic mechanics. Typically nowadays that's going to be chicken wire or flower frogs, which depending on the florist, not everybody uses those. And as florists, we are always seeking out new mechanics. So in the last few years, you would have seen very veteran florists change up their mechanics because of the issues around sustainability. So it's a matter of learning some basics and then knowing how to improvise and knowing how to create new mechanics and tools. But you should be able to make a flower arrangement, let's say a vase arrangement or a low bowl centerpiece. So most of that just comes down to practice. And as I tell my students, you need to be making one flower arrangement a week to really start building your portfolio and building your confidence. It would be great if you have a collection of 10 to 15 images, really strong images, whether you took them yourself or you have a photographer friend that took them. It's great if you can have kind of a small portfolio even to start of 10 to 15 images of your work. It's also fantastic if you have a little bit of experience working on events, and that's easy to get. You can offer to do an event for a friend, or you can try to freelance with a florist. You know, many florists, myself included, often like to hire people who maybe have a working knowledge of flowers and gardens, but maybe don't have a lot of set ideas about floristry. So sometimes it's okay if they don't have a lot of experience. But if you can be quick on your toes and you know how to work in high stress environments, then you could get hired to work on a few events just so that you have that experience and you can kind of get that under your belt a little bit. At some point, you just need to call yourself a designer and quit putting yourself down and saying, I don't have enough of this, or I don't have enough of that, or I'll be a floral designer when I get a studio, or I'll be a floral designer when I have the perfect portfolio or the perfect roster of clients. Sometimes that doesn't come for years and years. And so it's really important that you at some point take that bold step of telling people, yes, I work with flowers for a living, and you don't need to hem and haw. You can be honest about your experience, but you can also be confident and go ahead and call yourself a designer. I run across a lot of creative people who talk about projects for years and years and years and talk about the experiences they want, and they want to work as a creative, but they aren't willing to take the small steps, or it's just a matter of confidence. I see so many talented, creative people who have very sellable work, who have very marketable skills in floristry or some other creative endeavor, and they're just too afraid to put themselves out there. They're spending so much time comparing themselves to other people on Instagram, or making excuses like, I don't have the right workplace, I don't have the right schedule, I don't have the right resources. And the newsflash is, you never will have the proper set of resources. I understand, for years when I was younger, I said, oh, I don't have the right things, I don't have the right training. And at some point, I saved up my money to make the investment in flower school. And I went out there and I put myself out there and I called myself a floral designer. Really important that you focus on what you have instead of what you don't have. But honestly, in the creative professions, it's so important that you can just be resourceful, use what you have, and also have that inner confidence to call yourself a designer and call yourself what you are. Now, if you really do feel that you're lacking in the area of flower ID or mechanics or experience, go out and get that. And there's ways to do it with what you have, I promise you. If you need inspiration and motivation to take that next small step, I have an incredible list called the How to Become a Florist checklist. Okay, it walks you through 23 steps you need to take to get yourself set up working with flowers, and you can download it in the description box below. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you do want more help around mechanics and flower ID, I have a whole library of videos and resources, free resources on my website. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.